Hello everyone and welcome back to the Perfect French with Dylane. Today we are on the lesson 33. We are going to learn everything about the hard C and the soft C. So basically when C keep the pronunciation or when it turn into the sound S. We have a lot to see for this lesson, so on the book it's going to be page 63 and 64 and the listening practice are also 63 and 64. So since we have two different sounds, we also have two different IPAs. The first one is K and the second one is S. So the K is for the hard C and the S is for the soft C. So let's start with the pronunciation of the K. So the middle of your tongue is going to touch your palate. The air goes through the mouth, this is not a nasal sound, and the lips are slightly rounded. This is one of the sounds that it's not very hard to practice, it's just better to practice it with other letters following. So don't forget to practice with the listenings. The second one is the S, so you probably already know this one, but let's see it very quickly. The tip of your tongue is going to touch the palate, not the teeth. So it's at the top of your palate, the front, but not the teeth. The air goes through the mouth and your lips are going to be slightly stretched horizontally. S, s. Once again, s. Okay? Let's start the example with the hard C, so the K. When the C is followed by a o, or u. It can also be followed by a consonant, but the most confusing part is when it's followed by vowels. So we're going to focus a lot on that. So the first one, contre, 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 carré, 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 la culture, la culture. Once again, la culture. The next one is when we have two C in the middle of the word. We have occupé, 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 accusé, 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 un accord, there's a link here, un accord, accord. The next one is when the C at the end is pronounced. We have un parc, un parc, parc, k, k, okay? Un arc, un arc, un arc. And the last one, sec, sec, sec. Another letter combination that we have is C, Q, U, and it also makes the sound of a hard C. You won't find it very often, but it's good to know that it's not pronounced k, you know, you don't have to do it twice. It's only the sound of one hard C. Let's see. Acquérir, acquérir, acquérir. Second one, grec, grec, grec. And the third one, acquitter, 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 acquitter. This one is a bit harder to pronounce. When we have CT at the end of word, it's pronounced kt, kt, kt. We can find it in English as well, so technically you already know it. Let's see three. Direct, direct, direct. Le tact, le tact, le tact. And the last one, exact, exact, exact. The next one can be quite confusing. Do you remember that we already saw when we have the two C following each other in a word? We have another rule is that when we have the two C also following each other, but followed by a E or by a I, my I, not your I. In this case, it's going to make the sound X, K, S, K, S. So we have the two sounds that we are seeing today together. Let's see. Un accent, 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 un accent, un accent. Second one, accélérer, accélérer, accélérer. And finally, le succès, le succès, succès, le succès. So this one is a good way to transition to the soft C. So now if we have only one C followed by E or I, we have le ciel, le ciel, ciel, un citron, un citron, citron, sel, sel. Once again, sel. So for this one, it can also be at the end or in the middle of the word, doesn't matter. I focused on the beginning of the word because I think it's easier to pronounce, easier to practice. The next one, we already saw it, it's the C, cédille. When a C is followed by a.o.u, but we need it to be a S, instead of writing it with a S, like, common sense, we instead turn the C into a C cédille. So let's see three. We have un garçon, garçon, un garçon, garçon, ça, ça, ça. So it's pronounced exactly the same as sa, which is his, her, its, ça. And finally, a first name, François, François, François. The three next one are more specific one. We're gonna see two silent letters and one specific pronunciation. So let's see the first one when the C at the end is preceded by N. In this case, it's not going to be pronounced. We have blanc, blanc, blanc. And why do we have the C at the end then? It's simply because blanc is an adjective, it means white. But if we have the adjective but feminine, it's going to be blanche. So we are going to say CH tomorrow. But this is why. Blanche. This is why we keep the C when it's a masculine noun. So the second one, un banc. Un banc. Banc. And then we have un tronc. Un tronc. Tronc. We have another C that's going to be silent, is when we have C and T at the end. This is not what we saw before with direct, tact, and exact. This time we are not going to pronounce the C and the T at all. Let's see. Le suspect, suspect, le suspect. So why do we have that once again? It's because if we look at other words from the same family, we have suspecté, suspecté, cté. So in this case, we are going to pronounce it. It doesn't work always for all the words, but I would say 99% of the time, if you work by family of words, it works. Let's see the second one. Un aspect, un aspect, aspect. And the last one, le respect, le respect, respect. Here's the same, you can have the verb which is respecter, respecter, okay? And the last one, we are going to come back on this one when we see unusual pronunciation. We have very specific words when the C is pronounced like a G. My G, not your G. This G. So we have une seconde. Seconde. We don't say une seconde, compte. We say une seconde. Same thing for le second. Second. Le second. We don't say le second. So once again, they are from the same family of words. That's it for this one. Tomorrow we are going to focus on CH. It's going to be a short and easy lesson. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, it really helped me. So I will see you tomorrow. À demain.